Hey all, just a guy with some land here, and I would have to say this time of year is my absolute most favorite and exciting time of year because of these guys. These are native passion flower to Florida, which is so epically cool. They're actually kind of how my channel started a little bit. If you guys go back and you have seen my first experiment, and my first few videos were bananas and banana wine. The passion fruit came from these plants in my garden. And let me explain a little background with these guys. So when I went to create this garden, it was a pine forest. And at that time, we had to cut and clear and do a bunch of stuff. So I did hire somebody to come out and cut all the trees down, but then I ended up doing the hack and slash and burn and creating the fences and all that stuff. At that time, I noticed that these were growing, and unfortunately, they were growing in a pine pile that needed burned. And I'm like, great, I'm gonna burn these little suckers, and is what it is. So I ended up burning all of that, and I will tell you, it was thousands and thousands of degrees of heat that were sitting on these guys for days. And if you've ever burned anything like massive piles, I'm talking like 10 feet wide, 5-6 feet tall. Some of them were 20 feet wide. It was a massive burn pile. And that sits on the ground for a very long time. So I thought, all right, these are gone. So as I then started building the garden, they started coming back. And it was right in this area where that burn pile was. And I was like, oh my God, that's epic. And so they started growing. And let me tell you, if you don't want a vine that's going to take everything over, do not get these, because they will take everything over. But what's amazing is I've learned to kind of work with nature like we all have to do, and I let them just grow here naturally. And what's so cool is how I knew they were native passion flower is because they attract two butterflies as a host plant, Gulf fritilia and long-winged zebra. And I will show you in future videos those butterflies because they're gonna be coming. They're super excited that they're here. Another term for them is called May pop, because in May, technically, is when they start popping. Well, guess what? Ours are very prolific, they're very excited, and they're coming in April. But the butterflies are gonna start coming soon, and what's so cool is I figured out that's what they were, and so for fun, I'm like, let's try and sell these online. And that was my first experience with selling things through the marketplace. And let me tell you, it exploded. That was like a full-time job. I learned the chaos of marketplace when you have a hot demand item. And what's so funny is somebody that purchased one of the plants, actually when they got here, they're like, do you mind if I take a look at your plants and where they came from? I'm like, sure. I brought them back to the back garden, and it was actually somebody from UF. And they're like, listen, we want to buy a bunch of these. They are authentic, and we are creating I guess they had a study going on. And it was so freaking cool because we had, University of Florida is very close to here. It's less than like 30-40 minutes away. And to have them want to use our plants in an experiment was so exciting to me. So I know they are native. I have eaten the fruit. We have used them in wine, and they're pretty amazing. So these are my most favorite plants in the entire garden because of bringing butterflies. This will be the first year with bees, and they are extremely prolific. The fruit is kind of like pomegranate in the sense that they have an outer casing, and it's really just the juice around the seeds that you want. But what's amazing is I think last year we had hundreds of them, and it took me a few years to realize the way that they ripen is you let them sit on the vine. They'll eventually start to yellow and shrivel up and then fall. And as soon as they fall off the vine, they're ripe and ready. And it's so cool because when you pop them open, you can really smell the passion fruit. It's epic. So I will be showing you all future videos of these. But like I said, I was just so excited to show them to you now and give you a little overview so that you can follow the little passion fruit journey. So I'm so freaking excited. I know I'm a dorky guy like that, but these are my favorite plants. It's my favorite time of year, and it's time to get it going. So thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, we'll see you later.